Okay, next we have a program advertisement for Dundee Hall of Fame. We have a request here. For, where is it? Did we get those already?
What?
Those, for the Hall of Fame donation.
Yeah, the price
Should be
point
in
was
the-
in our packet.
Should be in the
Oh,
back.
here we go. Okay, so they're requesting that the council make a donation to, or actually, it's to advertise. Right? It's not really a donation.
Yes.
It's not really a donation, it's to put an ad, either there's all the different prices in there. Quarter page, business card, patron, cover inside back, inside front, inside full, half page. Is there a motion to participate and put an ad in one of these sizes?
If I may ask a question, the newsletter that comes out quarterly, do we pay quarterly on that?
I think it's a flat fee.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
a
like
flat
that.
fee.
It's a flat fee?
Yearly.
Okay. So my next question would be, what would we say? Would we just have the village logos, supporting Dundee awards?
I think that if you put the, like, the little business card one, you could.
Yeah,
just
that's
put
where
the
I'm
phone
going.
number for the office or something. So I would make a motion to do the business card side advertisement.
I'll support that.
Is there any other discussion?
Well, don't you think we should have a target of what we intend to do before we decide on a size? We should probably make a motion for the package that's right here that costs $150 and then, or below, depending on what we decide as a village that we want to put in.
I think they're suggesting that we put the village business card in.
Yeah, I know, but we may actually find better use for that than just a business card. That's why I'm saying that. Maybe we should just authorize up to the front cover and inside back cover, and we could go with a business card if we so chose, but.
I don't know that I don't know that the Hall of Fame gets the amount of people that maybe the next time we do something, they come to an advertisement for like a yearbook or something that goes to more people. Because Brian, how many people go to the Hall of Fame?
Anywhere from 75 to 100.
Okay, all right.
I mean, so
Yeah, that, you're right.
I mean, so I don't know if this is,
No, you're right. I didn't think of it that way. Okay.
and then we could save some money for, something more later down the road.
Yeah, okay, no discussion. No further discussion from me.
Okay, call the roll, please.
It was moved by trustee Hickey and supported by trustee Polito to approve the purchase of a business card size ad for the Dundee High School Hall of Fame program at a cost of $40. Trustee Polito,
Yes.
trustee Scott,
Yes.
trustee Salee,
Yes.
trustee Bordiron,
Yes.
trustee Hickey,
Yes.
trustee McClendon,
Yes.
president Gutierrez.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we have the village manager comments.
Thank you, ma'am. As you all know, I sent out an update on Friday on email. So if I say the same thing again a couple times, I apologize. But, if anybody has any questions when I get done about the email I sent, then we'll try to get them answered for you. And then I'll go through my list of other people that may want to say something. We talked about multiple parking lot and road improvements that have been done or underway. I talked about that in my email. Riverwalk lights, I invited you all to go look at them. They're beautiful. And we're still on the list to put up the ones that are going to shine on the dam itself. Solvay Homes, and I was going to have Gary talk about that, but they have, he stepped out. They have fulfilled their obligation to construct 40 homes in 18 months. So actually, I think they're at 42 maybe. So, and still putting holes in the ground. So they are beyond expectations. Thank you to them. And also a big thank you to Suave Homes. As you see, they started the landscaping on the property where we tore the building down next to the Coney Island. And I just want to let everybody know, I think we've talked about this before, that Mr. Suave is donating everything there. It is costing us zero.
And it looks so much better
Yes,
already.
pavers, sprinkler system, electrical, he's paying for to do cell phone charging, walk pathway lights that stick up out of the ground. He's doing all that, and today he agreed to, we went over and told him, said, we forgot to tell you, Mr. Suave, that we need a couple pads, 8x8 pads to put picnic table or tables on with umbrellas. He said, don't worry about it, I get that too. So kudos to Mr. Suave, very connected to town, and boy, what a cost savings to us, so thank you a lot. If you see him, please take time to thank him. And I have him come to a village meeting, we'll officially thank him.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes.
Do we know any more about what we're going to do about the wall?
We talked with Durham about that today. Durham, his idea is, and we will continue talking with him, is that he wants to try to match the paint of the brick on there and paint that. And then he's in discussions with Gary about a Coney Island sign on there. It'll be hand painted. Coney Island sign advertising his business, and we thought that would look very appropriate in town. And of course, we'll monitor what kind of sign he wants to paint on there, but he wants to do a really nice job. So Gary today told him to submit a plan and an actual drawing so that we can look at it, and then I'll bring that to you. I told you the wastewater plant's coming along great. It's on track, and hopefully in 2.5, 3 months, we're going to have a brand new wastewater treatment plant. And I told you I'd bring you a picture and tell you what some of the things we're running into, and I put it in front of you. If you see that thing that looks like a hole, that's actually a structure. And the gas company did some work on Penfield and Van Ness, and they were going to repave and do the curbing, which is all along the structure. Well, we saw that, Nick saw that, and so we said we've got to quickly get this repaired. So that is what that structure looked like, just a mess.
What is it?
That, Nick?
It catches the storm water that goes to the edge of the road, then goes into a drain, gets carried away.
So was it full of rocks and stuff, or?
It was just so old that it had collapsed, just collapsed in on itself.
Wasn't doing anything, so.
So we replaced it?
We had to get in there and fix that, repair it, and replace part of it. I don't know if we were to replace the whole thing, Nick, or
He was able to stay at the bottom, but had to go from there,
Place from the bottom.
which means it was in just terrible condition.
So will that maybe help us with stormwater drainage?
In that area, absolutely.
yes. So, and that was in my memo to you on your email. You'll see the contractor around fixing some of these structures. So this one was kind of an emergency. We had to get it done before the gas company switched. And okay, Mr. Lizette from the township, sir. Thank you for bringing your fire truck. It's beautiful.
I didn't see you go up in the basket, though. I was thinking.
No, they said that I wasn't allowed to at this time, late. My first announcement was going to be, our fire truck has arrived, but everybody knows that because you got to see it tonight. Yeah, very thankful that the firemen brought that up. Talking about your little intersection on Ann Arbor Road and M50, I intend to see Mr. Representative Shepherd this Friday and on another township-related matter. And again, I'm going to talk to him about doing something regarding that intersection, not really the intersection, but another interchange on Milwaukee Road. We need to get the traffic away from that corner, and everybody knows that. I've been talking to him, I've been talking to Zorn. You'd think in an election year you might see some movement. I'm not seeing anything. Vote in November.
Thank you, Mr. Lizette. Also, I put in that email, I was at the township meeting, and spoke and gave them an update, and we're talking about having just to remind you about a joint meeting with the township, so they're looking at some dates, and we'll get back to you. Mr. Daw, I saw you come back in, you got any updates? I told him about Mr. Suave and his homes, and I told him about the corner up here. You got anything else?
Toyota dealership is scheduled for Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, to be open. Senior Living Center has their foundation in, started underground plumbing today. I think they'll be under roof by probably Christmas time. So they're moving along good. Status quo, smooth as silk.
Okay. Thanks, Gary. Mr. LaPense.
No, I gave you my comments earlier, so
Okay.
I have no further.
Okay. Is the chief back there? Yep, there he is. Got anything, chief?
Yes, if you don't mind, sir. Just a few things. Since your candidate form, I've received a lot of phone calls from citizens in the village, and some may consider them their constituents. So I'd like to address a few things between facts and fiction. We do our homework. I do my homework. I'm not going to come to you with something that I don't know about, such as what I did with Officer Moravik today. That's self-initiated field activity events. That's what he did. That's what he does. The numbers are there. They explain for themselves. Some other facts that we've been doing for 4 years, one of the things is, no, we haven't been handing out cheeseburgers, but what we have been doing for the last 4 years is handing out over 300 each summer, 300 McDonald's certificates for our kids in the community. If you saw it on social media, we had it posted. This past summer, we handed out over 300 again this summer, and that's for good behavior with bicycle and water safety. Some other facts, I was questioned about the enforcement on golf carts. And I told these individuals that no, we have not slacked off on golf cart enforcement. Yes, the statute changed on August 14th of this year, but as long as they're roadworthy, meaning they have lights, they have horns, they have brake lights, everything like that, they can be on the roadway. If they are not, we will take the proper enforcement. Also, some things in the Dundee schools that we've been doing, and I know Mr. Schroeder is here, so that's a good thing, but the fact that we brought back the DARE program this year. I know some of you already know that, but apparently some other people in the community did not know that. So 124 grads we had in the fall, or in the spring, and it's something we brought back after 10 years. Actually, I was able to instruct that. I've been an instructor in that for now 7 years, so it's one of those that are near and dear to my heart. We are the only school with under 1,400 students that has 2 school resource officers. Both of our school resource officers are in fact paid by the school district. It's not paid by the police department. We currently have 2 officers in training for ALICE, so we're going to have 3 certified ALICE training officers who are going to be able to do exercises for active shooting, for actually in the schools and active shooting in workplaces. So we'll have 3 instructors there. Some other things we have a reading mentorship. Our volunteer and police services, our VIPs, do reading to the elementary kids. We have one individual specifically that goes almost every other day like he's supposed to. And it's all volunteer. Some other facts, we do Shop with a Cop. We've been doing it for 7 years. This past year we had 12 kids, 12 parents. We give out certificates to these kids to spend $100 in whatever they want. We also give the families a $100 certificate to buy groceries. So we take it to the next level. And we are starting a senior citizen seminar. In fact, I have them for anyone over the age of 55. You know who you are. I will not point you out, but you are welcome to come, and it is free. The last thing I want to address is the transportation issue. I've been beat up on this a lot, so I want to address it. So I did my homework, I did my diligence, I talked to the transportation director, and I inquired as to how many times people have passed the school bus lights on M50 at both First Street and at Dundee Pines. In the last 3 years, she's had 3 complaints. I've asked her if anybody's ever passed on the right. She said never, since she's been as the transportation director. Has anybody ever passed that bus on the right? That's where the children load. They only load on the right side anyways. So I just wanted to address this, so now you have the facts. You no longer have to fabricate, but please share those facts with the people and your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
That's all I have, ma'am, thank you.
Okay. Next we have council member comments. Mike?
No, I haven't had anything at this time. I'd just like to say thank you for everything, and, especially all the comments. And I might have a suggestion as far as with Ali for the turning around there. I'll talk to you later, sir.
Okay. Andrew?
Yeah, I just want to point out that, so the 2 recycle bins that the Dundee High School NHS requested, they actually requested 4. The bins that we ended up purchasing were a different model than they brought to us. And so based on the money that was set aside between Parks and Rec and Village Council, it was only afforded 2. They're really nice bins. One's out at Reggie's Park and one's at Wolverine Park right now. They actually look just like the big black trash bins that are up in the triangle. And the NHS, we haven't noticed any problems with them not picking things up yet, but we'll definitely make sure that we maintain contact with them. And maybe if they're doing a good job, we can come back and revisit this later about adding more bins. The Monroe County Cycling Club has donated a bike maintenance station. They're purchasing it with the money from the Lake Erie Fall Ride. So the Lake Erie Fall Ride is going to be happening this Sunday, so you're going to see some bicyclists starting at Monroe Community College, and they're going to do a stop at Wolverine Park, about 23 miles in. And it's going to be like just a refreshment station, water, apples, granola, that kind of stuff. So they're going to do that at Wolverine Park, and then continue on the rest of the way, come out through like Stoll Road and stuff like that, and then come back to the community college. And then they're going to use the proceeds from that ride to buy that bike maintenance station for Wolverine Park. So we're pretty excited about that.
I just want to say, Andrea, in terms of the recycle bins, they decided to go with the little bit better, bigger ones.
Yeah.
And so they're going to be, the family of the NHS president is going to be purchasing the other 2 to put out. So we will end up with 4. That's just a look at.
Oh, okay.
So we will end up with 4 recycle bins. There was some confusion of whether we were going to purchase them and they were going to reimburse, or whether they were going to purchase them. So I just told them this week that we were hoping that they would just purchase them themselves. So hopefully we will end up with the 4.
That's all I have.
Tim?
Well, thank you for the DPW that does an excellent job. The flowers were dying and they got them down, and then they put the ovarian cancer things up. The town looks nice as always. And I agree with the lady from Swan Creek that says about the parking and everything and the closure of the streets. The business owners, they're on board with leaving the streets open. And that's where I end this.
You gotta tell about the SNA, come on.
Okay. So our tax collection ended on Friday, and it just went very smoothly. The BSNA just makes it so easy. So I'm really grateful for that program that he purchased for us.
That everyone was kicking and screaming about, right?
Yeah. I just, again, I want to thank Dave and Teresa and Kathy and Nick and Gary and Tim and everybody that worked so hard. Getting lights in along the Riverwalk, the lights are going to go up for the dam. There's a strobe light in the gazebo, and things that need to get done, And I haven't been in a lot of places where I can say that, so it's just great to be here. Thanks, guys and gals.
Paul?
I'm just gonna mention a few things. My son is participating in the Parks and Rec flag football program. Very impressed with how that's been run this year. Hopefully it continues for future seasons, because it's a great program. Also thanks to the fire daughter last year was part of a school initiative, and I'm gonna butcher what this is called, Brian, but it had something to do with safety poster, the kids created safety posters, and then they were able to ride on a fire engine with the fire department. But the whole idea of the program, of the school working with the fire department, is to make kids feel more comfortable with firefighters, so that they're not afraid of them if they're in a fire situation. And I want to commend the police department here for doing the gift certificate giveaway. Same idea. It's great to get the kids to feel more comfortable around firefighters and police officers. And then last but not least, we had a planning commission meeting just last night. We approved a plan to install an ATM, like TLC Bank, out by the new Toyota dealership. And it's a big parcel that's split into 4 pieces, and eventually when those other parcels, any of them get developed, there will end up being a sidewalk there too, that will end up connecting all the way from basically the AutoZone parking lot to Toyota dealership. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Mike?
I wanted to say something about Officer Moravec. First of all, congratulations and good luck in your future. I was in Wayne County taking my sister to the airport, and I happened to have a private conversation with a state trooper sergeant who, when I told him I was from Dundee, the first thing he said to me was about the Dundee VIPS program and our police department. And I was beaming. I mean, I was so proud that a Wayne County sergeant and the state troopers, who by the way used to be the head of the governor's detail, made mention to me about our program here and how awesome he thought it was that our village was involved and that all the citizens were involved with our policing. And kudos to our police department for that, because I was shocked that he even knew where Dundee was. I usually have to tell people it's where Cabela's is. So, I mean, you deserve to hear that. That's something that's a well-deserved piece of praise. And other than that, I really don't have a lot to say this evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, next we have, is there a motion to go into closed session?
You need to state the purpose for it.
So moved.
For legal opinion discussion?
For discussion of attorney-client privilege communication.
Yeah, what he said. So moved.
Okay, is there support?
Support.
Do we need a roll call for it or no?
Yes.
Roll call, please. Sure.
Roll call for closed session. Trustee Bourdin?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Salee?
Yes.
President Gutierrez?
Yes. Okay, so we will go into closed session for how long, and then we will reconvene after